baby. It's all facts, no spin, no opinions. Sport podcast. I keep getting tongue twisted, nigga. You know we don't let none marinate. We get straight to the sauce. Everything saucy. Welcome to the cook up hour. Yeah, all welcome to the cook up hour. I should do this. I should do it like this, right? And we're gonna go live. Hold on. Right? Always mess up my live. Always mess up my live. My baby. Well, we got to. It's too much criticism in boxing. None of these fighters, we can't never give none of these fighters their flowers because the criticism be crazy. You know, we watched Jerron Boots Ennis come out, put on a spectacular performance. Dominated every round, plus got the 7th round stoppage. And what people go, oh, he get hit too much. You getting touched 7 to 10 times, no more than 11 times is getting punched too much? Have any of y'all people ever been in a ring and understand certain punches hit the glove, but punches landing on your body only 7 to 11 punches, no more than really 10 punches land on you? That's called reflex. Superpendus. That's a new word. Superpendus. We'll rap. I'm on my E40 shit today. Superb appendix. That nigga defense was crazy, and he went in there and had fun. But that's why I say the criticism in boxing be crazy, because who's gonna fight next? We got shout out Eddie Hearn. You pulled this one off. I like Conor Benn on this fight, but we're gonna watch Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. We're gonna watch the juniors go to work, and it's gonna be criticism there. If Conor Benn win, they're gonna bring up the steroid situation, which is BS, man. Which is BS. They gotta stop this. The criticism here is crazy. When Ryan did to Devin, they blame the PEDs. No, Dev, you got your ass whipped. It's always criticism in boxing. Nah, I mean, like for instance, I'm gonna keep it honest. I'm gonna keep it tall. I'm a nigga that keep it tall. I was one of them when Bud fought Madrimov. Yes, I was one of them when I seen Tyson Fury. You did that to Deontay Wilder, but every fight after that, you ain't knock nobody out. You ain't drop nobody. You ain't do nothing. So of course we're going to speculate, and especially a shout out to Young Farrell. What Farrell put out there about the glove gate and shit, but we always going to criticize these fighters. Me, I never criticize the other opponent because I always say it takes two to tangle, and a lot of us hopped on here, and we come at Shakur about the person he fought. What people got to understand is because you're a fighter, a boxer, majority of these boxers got a job, dog. Majority of them got a job. It doesn't matter what kind of a nigga can be an electrician, an Uber driver, a chef. He has a job. You understand me? And especially when you sign to these big promotional companies and you ain't get that big check yet. So of course you're gonna maneuver. You got to put food on the table for your family and keep a roof over your head. You understand me? But when those type of fighters get in the ring, we criticize them, bro. Instead of saying, damn, yo, that nigga won 9 rounds with Core. Or instead of saying, like the kid Canales versus Cortez that was on the undercard of opening up the fight with the boots and standing on his fight. Cortez did good. He did good for what, like a 3-day notice. And the rounds he survived, he did good. Like made it all the way to the 8th round and got stopped. But he did good. You understand me? But what we'll say, he fought a guy on 3-day notice. But bro, we don't know that guy that got that fight on a 3-day notice. He might be in the gym every day. We got to remember, these are professional fighters. So yes, I'm one of them. Like you, that shit. Come to a gym, pick me up, give me the check. But at the end of the day, we got to stop criticizing these fighters, man. It's boxing, every day, every year, a couple fighters lose their life. Some people want to say 4 to 5. Some people want to say 11 to 13. But at the end of the day, we got to stop criticizing these fighters and salute them for the performances that they put on. Boots be the champion. Emmanuel Stanionis. What I'm about. He was the number one guy at welterweight division. Why? Because he was the only guy that held his title the longest. Since 2022, he held this title. You know, you let other people tell it. They wanna, oh, this and that. You know, and shout out to Boots for unifying. This all Boots wanted. All Boots wanted to do was beat a champion. You understand me? There's nothing like beating a champion. And then when this email, because this is the email era, aka the duck era. You understand me? The duck era been going on for a very long time. You know, and it's the Mayweather effect. You understand me? It's the Mayweather effect. You know, it's the Mayweather effect. And the Mayweather effect is, oh, I'm not going to fight you now because it doesn't make sense. We're going to let it marinate. And the next thing you know, the fighter end up getting losses. He was a champion before. Then 5 years later, you end up fighting the guy you were supposed to fight in his prime, but you end up getting the victory. But 10 years later, niggas going to say, well, oh, he beat Amir Khan. Nigga, he beat Amir Khan when Amir Khan was butt cheeks. Amir Khan was ass. That's when he beat Amir Khan. Danny Garcia beat Amir Khan in his prime. A difference. You understand me? Like when Pacquiao and Floyd was supposed to fight. They were supposed to been fight. 99, 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Until the fight actually happened. You understand me? But he ain't fight Manny in his prime. He fought Manny after. But when people look at it, they're like, oh, he beat a Manny Pacquiao. Look, he ain't fight Manny in his prime, nigga. He was ducking Manny in his prime, just like he ducked Cotto in his prime. Just like he ducked Ivan Robinson in his prime. Just like he ducked Timothy Bradley in his prime. Listen, I'm a Mayweather fan. I'm just keeping it tall. Because I used to have to debate and argue with niggas about this. But as you get older and you see it, like, bro, you gotta call a spade, bro. He ducked a lot of fighters, and that shit was crazy. And that's the era we get. How the fight doesn't make sense right now. Y'all both got, like for instance, nigga, Shakur versus Tank. They both got donuts. The fight means now, not later, right now. How the fuck a person ain't, this is the crazy thing is, right? How a person ain't ready if the person becomes your mandatory. Make that make sense. That's what, when I was growing up, that's what boxing is. Alright, you're a title holder at the WBC, you're going to fight the top 10 niggas. If the top 10 is booked, you're going to fight out of the top 5 or your mandatory. You're going to fight your mandatory. It's always a tournament in the body sanctions. And yes, boxing have a rehydration clause, and every body sanction have their own rehydration clause. It's just the IBF rehydration clause is a little different. When you just fighting for the IBF title, you got to make weight the day of the fight. And that's the corniest shit ever. That's the corniest shit ever. That's the corny. If I'm paying y'all 2 to 3% to hold this title, nigga, the rehydration clause is going to be the regular rehydration clause as it is. You understand me? I don't know, man. It's just, you know, I love boxing. I love the sport. It's just like right now, football. You watching people can't get rid of the tush push. You watch people can't stop the tush push, but they want to get rid of it. Bro, it's a play. Then you got the bitch ass nigga Roger Goodell coming over fucking everything up. Next thing you know, it's going to be flag. The NFL is going to be flag football. The NFL is going to be flag football next. But we let y'all people tell it. Y'all going to say some other shit. Trust me, y'all gonna say some other shit. But that's what people always do. People always say some other stuff, some clown stuff that really don't pertain to certain people. But if you let these niggas tell it, these niggas will put you on a motherfucking pedestal and make up a whole bunch of lies. And make up a whole bunch of lies. That'd be the crazy thing. That'd be the crazy thing. But me, like I said, I'm going all this. As long as I'm alive and my channel is up, I'm gonna give y'all the proof. I'm gonna give y'all the truth. Because that's what's out here. The truth is out here. And if you let these people tell it, they're gonna tell you some bullshit. They're gonna tell you some BS. But me, I'm gonna keep it tall. I'm gonna keep it honest with y'all. And the criticism in boxing needs to stop. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. Oh, instead of saying, yo, that person got a chin. Oh, that person a warrior. Like, for instance, we watch Abdullah Mason get dropped. Instead of us saying that ball got a chin, that ball got up like a warrior and finished that fight off like a warrior and went out on his shield, we disrespect him. We disrespect him. Then y'all run the channel. Like, for instance, I don't want to do that because I don't want to expose that person. But I watch a certain content creator, you know, that used to, he's from New York. You know, in the 90s, he moved to Philadelphia. And he did some shit. Whatever he did in New York, he did the same thing in Philadelphia. And the shit he did in Philadelphia, he ended up moving to Chicago. And, you know, he always talked bad about fighters coming out of the East Coast, not knowing they're part of the East Coast too. You can say Midwest, but nigga, you're part of the East Coast too. Gubbo here, they criticize everybody, but instead of giving people their flowers, like I say, I ain't gonna never back. Like, I like Stanley on this as a fighter. I always liked it. You know, at 147, he's cool. You know, him at 140. It'd be a problem. I'm trying to tell you that he'll be a problem at 140. Just like Brian Norman Jr. at 140, it's a problem. It's a problem. But the crazy thing about that, now this is the key thing is, right? Boots unify. So the money is going to be way different now, right? You watch Senior come on to my ball. Boots want to go undisputed. Everything you got to go through Atlanta. No, nigga. Boots is the king of the welterweight division. Everything come through Philly, nigga. Everything come through here, Philadelphia. Cause your son is not fighting nobody, bro. He's not fighting nobody. I'm just keeping it tall. He's not fighting nobody. Did I watch your people? H, what up, my bro? That's my nigga H Money. My nigga Ken Drell, y'all already know what it is. It's the mob, baby. You know, shout out Green, you know. It's one of my social media homies, Green, YouTube homies, you know, he come on the platform and say everything gotta go through Atlanta. No. Everything got to come through Philly. You understand me? That performance that boy put on, like, he did it to a champion. The longest reigning champion at welterweight as the date was Stanley Jonas, and he did that to a champion. You know? But I seen something in a Derek and Norman fight that reminded me of Linares and Haney. You know, all you gotta do is just watch how they listen. When a person rattle your chin, like for instance, we can rumble, boom, 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 boom. I rattle your chin, I make you stumble, but you feel it. Your chin, like when you hit your chin, it's like the nerves. It send like the nerves send a message to your legs, and your shit start doing a stanky leg. It be jumping like it's percolating. You know what I mean? Like your leg like that and shit. I seen that to Brian Norman. Round 1 and round 2. But when he got the knockout, I was cool. I was like, all right, now, nigga, I don't care. Understand, those my people, but nigga, you gotta win. You gotta win because we want this fight. I like to see you unify too. But, you know, Brian Norman and Teofimo would have been something crazy if Teo would have moved up. But all honesty is Norman can go fight. What's the Kawasaki, whatever the Japanese guy name? I guess his name Jin Sung. He can fight the Japanese guy, and Barrio and Boots can get it on. You feel me? But if Dev go fight Barrios and get the title, they know Boots and Dev, but Devin Haney, Jose Ramirez ain't a pushover, man. And I'm gonna keep it tall. Like Arnold Barboza last two fights against Jack Catterall, Jose Ramirez. Me personally, thought it was a robbery, bro. I thought it was a robbery. I thought but Jose Ramirez, I'm like, bro, you ain't doing no, you ain't like, bro, it's a chess match. It's a chess match. So y'all not really doing too much. It's just this. It's just this. It's just this. Then you know, Ho's kind of, he taller and longer than him, so you know, he all high guard. I don't know. It's just, I thought Jose got robbed in that fight because he was more effective than Arnold Barboza. And then even with the Jack Catterall joint, you know, I'm watching Arnold good though. Don't get me wrong. He good. He's good. He remind me. He the Earl Spence of this day and age. And what I mean by that, I ain't talking about beating people, knocking people out, collecting titles. I'm just talking about how disciplined and sound fundamental he is. You know, it ain't nothing spectacular about him. You feel me? Like me, Tio the better boxer. Tio, so you got some boxer that's athletic and some not. You know, we seen Tio run ball, play football, etc. I don't know what Arnold do. You know, but if the nigga play handball, I feel sorry for you niggas, cause I play handball too, and I would smack the dog shit out you niggas. Know what I mean? But he gonna get his ass whipped. That's all I'm gonna say. Arnold Barboza, it just sound like a Mexican Russian name, Barboza. Yeah, I'm being real. Ain't no disrespect, but you gonna get what you asking for. It's the takeover. You gonna get what you. That's one thing about Teofimo. Every time they put somebody up there, he take that shit. Now everybody talking about the Kambosos fight, right? I want you to go watch that Kambosos, the whole entire fight. Just mute it. And I want you to tell me what you think. Because, all right, Kambosos dropped it. This is the funny thing, right? Round one. Kambosos dropped Tio, right? They counted. Tio dropped him, right? Tio get right up off the floor, swing a crazy ass right. Then when he hit him with the left, he hit him. Kambosos fell too. Remind me of Tank and Lamont. When Tank took a knee in the ninth, but Lamont took a knee and his glove touched the canvas in the 11th round too. But when you watch that Tio and Kambosos, round one, Tio dropped him. You think they called that a knockdown? When I went back and seen that, I said, oh, Bob Arum's stepson gonna get Tio. They're gonna rob Teofimo tonight. They're gonna rob Teofimo Lopez tonight. And what happened? Damn sure they did. All you gotta do go watch round one. Round one gonna tell you how the fight is gonna play out. You watch that shit, you like, See, one thing about Teofimo Lopez, and you gotta learn about boxing, and this is the key thing. When a fighter got cuts on their eyes, or like Virgil got a cut on the bridge of his nose, they're gonna automatically open up. It's like when we see Virgil in Blood Wars, people think like, Virgil shit crack open, and even in sparring, bro. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mikey Garcia did that shit to him in sparring. Mikey, my man. Mikey was a different animal, man. Yeah, Mikey Garcia was a different fucking animal. But make it long story short, I do not own the copyrights to that motherfucking song. I would go out there and turn that radio off if the nigga drive past again. But make it long story short, when we watch fighters like that, like Teofimo, he got cuts on his eyes, so when you bruise him, those are gonna be the first things to open up. Your cuts is going to automatically open up. And remember what Tank told Frank, the Tank and Frank and Tank fight. When Tank told him, he said, "Oh, you got cuts on your eye? Oh, boy, I'm gonna open them up because it's like thin leather, like it's like thin leather, like you just and that shit just open up. It's like a wax trash bag. You know what I mean? But now, I mean, that's what you might see in Tio. So when you watch the Cambosis fight, that's what you're going to see. But he ain't do nothing, bro. He ain't take that shit from the champ. The champ got robbed. You feel me? But people, a loss is just a lesson learned. You know what I mean? All of the greats got him. All of the greats got him. You understand me? All of the greats got him. And one thing I can say right now, when people like, because I was one of them, being one of them criticizing motherfuckers, saying, "Oh, well, Top Rank don't create pay-per-view stars no more. They just give fighters the accolades." Well, I'm gonna pay you $500,000, but I'm gonna make you undisputed champ. I'm gonna give you $2 million, a million or $2 million, but you're gonna be undisputed champ. And you looking at the accolades, then you think, yo, how the fuck I'm gonna get all that? Then you watch the robberies happen. The next thing you know, you there. But you like, damn, bro. You looking at the class that came in with you, and half of these niggas getting $10 million a fight, $20 million a fight. And you sitting here like, bro, you just giving me all of these accolades. The money they making, I'm making too, but you're keeping it, and you only giving me $1 million, bro. You mean to tell me, out of this 50 million, you could have kept 30, you could have gave me my 20, but you chose to, out of that 50 million that was mine, nigga, the fighter, you chose to give me this. And then that's when we were getting a lot of lawsuits coming back at Top Rank. But at the end of the day, they made you a millionaire, bro. You can't blame Bob, because if Bob still was controlling everything, you'll be a pay-per-view star. Even Golden Boy, but you gotta remember, De La Hoya made Floyd into a star. De La Hoya and Al Heyman. But Al Heyman started managing, if I'm not mistaken, Floyd Mayweather once he got signed to Golden Boy. His Top Rank days was Jay Prince. His Golden Boy PBC days was Al Heyman. Al Heyman already made $1 billion through Michael Jackson. Y'all people need to learn, man. Stop listening to people. Like, learn who Al Heyman was already a millionaire, bro. Since his mom and dad was millionaires. You understand me? So that nigga became a multi-mogul, a billionaire mogul just throwing on shows. Michael Jackson, Drake, all of the top artists, they tell you who throw Al Heyman. Karen Lewis will tell you Al Heyman. Al Heyman put him on. How you think AB was boxing and performing, nigga? AB doing big pain. AB doing big pain. All about billions, boxing and performing. You know what I mean? Made him one of the greatest entertainers alive at that time. And Floyd ain't like that. Because Floyd knew if Broner would have beat Madonna, because we was already asking for it, and we still asking for that fight. Make it an expedition fight. That should have, bro, what? That should have break the nut. Floyd versus Adrian Broner, that shit will break the nut. I promise you. The fate, nigga, once they announcing it's gonna break the net, once the face-off is gonna break the net, the grand arrival gonna break the net, then a fight going, what? That shit gonna break the net, man. Real rap, that shit gonna break the net. And if I was Jake Paul, I'd be shooting for that fight. Floyd versus Broner? What? What? Crazy. But yeah, man. Like I said, I was one of them guys that criticized, you know what I mean? But, I'm here to talk because I'm tightening myself up. We got to stop the bullshit, man. We got to stop the bullshit and give these boxers their flowers, man. Real rap. We got to. Because at the end of the day, we might be trying to break the news or be the first one to report something. And they know, like my shit, you're going to end up getting shadow banned like how I've been getting shadow banned. You're going to watch your numbers stop. You're going to watch everything staggered at one point. Because I'm going through it right now, It's just real, man. It's just real, Then you're trying to get monetized, and it just be hard. It'd be crazy, man. It'd be crazy. And everything I do from the motherfucking rip. Know what I mean? I do from the rip. So I got a half hour left. It should be ready. Man, but you're gonna keep it tight. One thing about appointments, man, when they take you like, and you like what? Wait, you got an appointment. You drop your people off to the appointment. The appointment should be right there. Not you going there, then you still gotta wait an hour, 2 hours. Like the fuck. Then you gotta rush to the other one, like the other job. It should be crazy. Yo. It should be weird. These doctors, like, it just at the COVID, everything became weird. Like people just dumb as shit. You know what I mean? Dumb as shit. Dumb as shit. You know what I mean? When COVID happened, I say, you know what? This shit was to buy all hand sanitizer. You know how much backed up hand sanitizer they had? You understand me? Nigga, if I had a gallon of hand sanitizer, I would have made probably like 100,000 off that motherfucker. You could have sold little bottles like this for $5 during the COVID era, nigga. Every dumb motherfucker had a mask on. Except for me. Except for me. And you know the first thing I said, nigga, if the smokers and the bums not dying on the street, this shit not real. And it wasn't. Fuck they talking about? And I ain't get shit. No shot, no nothing. Nigga, I don't believe in no vaccine motherfucking shot. I was about to tell you what, I gotta put this bitch up. Wipe it down, pick it up. I'm about to get up off this. It's like 11:45. Went out to this hospital, picked them up, hop in the car. But you know what it is, nigga. You gotta keep it tall, gotta stand tall out here. Stop being a hater. A lot of us gotta stop being haters. You know what I mean? And we gotta stop criticizing other fighters. You know, oh no, I'm gonna bring Shakur up. You know, a lot of us, you know, we talking about, you know, Shakur running, etc. You know, it's just boxing. Niggas can't touch him, he can't touch him. We gotta give him his flowers. You found the loophole, nigga. You found the loophole. And the loophole you found, get out of range. You know what I mean? You can't hate that shit. We can't hate it. I'm only keeping it tall. We can't hate the shit. Hopefully Spence come back. I would like to know who Spence gonna fight. I would like to know who he gonna fight. In what weight class? If I was Spence, I would take the Mario Barrios fight. You feel me? I take the Barrios fight. Take the Barrios fight, become champ, and you and Boots get it in. You and Boots get it in. You and Boots get it in. And me personally, like I say, I apologize to Victor Conte and the Snack program. I apologize to Bud. No, I was a critic. I guess I was a hater, you know what I mean? But if boxing allow it, shit, the mother fighters better get on that shit. You feel me? The mother fighters better get on that Snack. Them niggas better call Victor Conte up. If they allow it, I can't hate, man. I gotta stop being a critic. You understand me? I'm only keeping this tall. I'm only keeping it tall, man. I'm only keeping it tall, man. I'm only keeping it tall. No. No. Spence the one that cleaned up the welterweight division, you know what I mean? So, at that time, we gonna keep it tall. Floyd wasn't gonna do no type of business with Top Rank. Everybody keep trying to blame this shit on Al Heyman. What it never was Al, it was Floyd. Cause out of that fight, Floyd still got paid. You know, every time I keep fucking up, I feel like I'm about to spit a verse. Now, I mean, I start thinking of a verse, I'm about to rap. All nut shit. All nut shit. All nut shit. Give him my half, yeah, hit that half. But it's about building. It's about building. I got a couple here to do this board. Uh, you see, here go my oldest son. This is some of his trophy championship. It's a championship right there. You know what I mean? First place. You see that? And I got these. This right here, the metal champion. Champion. There's two belts right there. They got the other belt of the crib with the other trophies. King champion this night at Kingdom 3. You know what I mean? And that's the fan. My sister passed this shit. It's my little sister that passed, man. Isha, I love you. You know what I mean? It's my cousin that passed, one of my rap partners, Shy Money. You know what I mean? They come over here. Yeah. Yeah. It's grandpa. You know what I mean? Where my grandmama, grandpa at? I took a picture there. I was grandmama and shit. Back in the day, 7th Street. Mom and dad. You know what I mean? And we come from nobility, man. From royalty, man. You know, grandpa and fit that family. I forgot the chick name. I think it's like Princess Annie, some shit like that. You know, she was De Jesus. Then you know, Ori. Well, I forgot the other joint from the Ortiz side. What the? How did shit get open? There you see my whip over there. Yeah. You know. And then my mom and them family, you know, like they last names, you know, they related to Christopher Columbus and shit. You know, that's what you know, that's what's said when you follow their family tree. But you know, man, I don't look like no fucking Christopher. I smacked the shit out of Christopher Columbus. I smacked the dog shit out of Christopher. I smacked the shit out of Christopher Columbus. Yeah. But well, I checked that tree. Now I see why what people say is the truth. You know, for entertainment purposes only, allegedly, right? They say that Ancestry.com, when you send in your DNA, it tracks your lineage. And their lineage it tracks to see like where you from, where you come from, and was you part of the bloodline that was against what they had going? Because they say, you know, souls recycle. So if you ever seen, what's that movie? I think it's by Mark Wahlberg, Infinity, something like that. And I forgot the other guy's name. He was bald. He looked like Omar Epps, but he not. Mark Wahlberg had to go through all this stuff to see his past self. Remember when the movie started, they in the car, the nigga jump out the car with the sword, got the suitcase, some crazy shit. So that they say that happens in real life. So my cousin, shout out my cousin Wax Valdez, one of the hottest producers in Philadelphia, the top barber in Philly. Go check out New Wave. You can go on Instagram, Wax Valdez. You can go on H&M on Instagram. Check him out. When Benny the Butcher was coming to Philly, he was cutting his hair dark, low, AR, ad, pound side, pop. He was cutting all their hair. You know what I mean? Majority of every rap nigga here in the city too. Uh, my cousin ended up doing the Ancestry.com shit. So he called me, he got his result. He's like, yo, you know we related to a king? I started cracking up. I said, yeah, I already know. You know, it's crazy, you know? And it was a king, you know, they overthrew, they got him out the way. Just you know, the communism shit. You know? And I told him, I said, that's why I feel like every time, you know, I get caught up in the system, they be so anxious to lock me up, convict me, and do some shit. You know what I mean? I used to be like, yo, why they always do this shit? And then as I got older and I did my research, I'm like, this is why. And then by hearing that type of shit, I'm like, damn. So, and this is what I take from everything. All of us people that they claim poor and fucked up, our family and bloodline, this might seem crazy, our family, bloodline, and lineages was the family they was against. That's why they got us in these fucked up predicaments. You know what I mean? That's why they got us crab in the barrel mentality. Everything bottom of the barrel. You know what I mean? That's why they put us in these situations because everything bottom of the barrel. They crabs. They gonna fight each other just to get to the top. And the person that make it to the top, he gonna be the house nigga. You know what I mean? So he's gonna be the influencer for all of them because they gonna say, oh, he come from us, he made it. We gonna listen to him how he do it. And the whole time he deceiving us. You feel me? So I said, Malcolm was that nigga, man. Malcolm was that nigga, man. And when he called Martin out, they met. And when they met, they had to get Martin out of here. They didn't want them two motherfuckers. When them boys collided, and he said, what? Because at the end of the day, Martin knew, but he didn't know the agenda. He knew, but he didn't know the agenda. He like, all right, I know who's sponsoring me. I know who giving me this. I know who that. I know it's the Koch brothers. I see right here the Rockefeller. Now, I mean, these niggas, but Martin, you like, bro, these niggas playing, bro. You see, but nigga, like, the whole time, like, you're deceiving our people. And I'm not speaking through this as a religious point, and then he found out. Even Malcolm found out the truth about Islam. That's why he wrote the letter back. I done sat with the white of the white, blind of the blind, blue eye with the blue eyes. They're all my brothers. Came back, hole through the roof. They trying to blame brothers for land. They trying to put the body on brothers for land. They said they did that shit through the roof. I mean, the same niggas that did that shit to Martin and JFK, they said them niggas was through the roof. I was like, dang, these niggas crazy. I do not want to copyright to that song, so please, you see me in the crib doing my own shit. This motherfucker drawn with this dumbass song. It's like, these niggas be soft ass niggas, man. Like, yo, he fucking up my life, man, for real. What butts he fucking up my life, man? But yeah, you know, like I learned some shit about like the Pirates of the Caribbean, right? The guy Jack Sparrow is he's playing a real life pirate named Gonfis, a Puerto Rican pirate named Gonfis. And the whole Pirates of the Caribbean, that whole thing is a true story based upon. When I read that shit gave me goosebumps. I was like, what the fuck? You know? Because I like to read. You know, I like to read. I love to read. You know, and I love to seek the truth. You know, the shit that they don't teach in the schools. You know? And I like to feed people the same shit I feed my brain. I like to feed others and wake them, and inspire, not inspired. I mean, just let them know the truth. Let them know the truth. Because that's why I said, me personally, I gotta stop the criticism in boxing. I gotta stop that. Because what I see, other people see, but they believe, but they just rolling with the punches, man. While they rolling with the punches, I'm over here getting rolled on. You know what I mean? So it's time to roll with the punches, man. If they allowed in it, you can't stop what they allow. So all you can tell another fighter is how to do the same shit. You know what I mean? Do the same shit. That's all I can tell you. And at the end of the day, they bring their testing, you bring your testing. And the first fighter that go over there and test, you gonna know who ain't hiding something, and you gonna know who hiding something. You know. But yeah, back like with that JFK situation, the whole time it was the driver. The whole time it was the driver. And what's the guy named William Cooper? William Cooper, right? Bill Cooper or William Cooper from Behold the Pale Horse. He always had that video. He always showed it. He said, "Look at the driver hand. Just look at the driver." But the crazy thing about it, when you read Behold the Pale Horse, even the 82 races from the Russians space astronaut, I think it's the space station or the astronauts, whatever. It said that JFK met with an extraterrestrial, which is another being from an extra land. You know what I mean? Terrestrial meaning land. That's what people need to understand. We looking at, that nigga E.T., that nigga from outer space. No, nigga, water is space. This shit is a plane. That's why I love my third grade teacher, man. Mr. Carter, man, the Carter family. If y'all seen this, anybody named Carter, you ever had an uncle named, or brother, cousin named Mr. Carter, he was a teacher, he was a Vietnam vet. I loved him to death, man. Old head gave me game, man. He gave anybody, if you was ever one of his students, he gave you the truth. And that was another guy, they say, yo, when it's raining, when y'all feeling rain and we in the airplane and we fly above the cloud, it's all sun. And the sun is station. You see it. It's like right there. And one thing about Mr. Carter, I watched he never kept a globe in his classroom. And we used to always, like, people used to, like, the principal, but Dr. Weeks and Mr. Willard knew. So that's when they got them out the way, Mr. Kolakowski and Mr. Fells, and then Mr. D was trying to push it on. He said, there's no lie. He said, get that shit out my classroom. I'm not teaching my kids this. Y'all ain't been through what I've been through. Y'all don't know what I know. You understand me? And yo, he always taught us the earth was a plane. He always taught us that. They always taught us about extra land. You know what I mean? It's called terrestrial. That's land. So as we grow up and we listen to these niggas that lied to us first, saying this shit ain't real. Now all of a sudden, 2021, 2, 3, the shit is real. You know what I mean? So everything these niggas say, we can't believe these niggas because the government, all the fuck they doing is lying. And the technology we getting, like we getting all these phones right here now, right? These niggas had this shit 50 years ago. These niggas had this shit 50 years ago. You understand me? Mayweather posted the first Android in 07. It was a $175,000 phone. No. I'm getting it wasn't 07. It was like 03 or 04. The time, 03 or 04. It was the time Hum and 50 was on the cover. I think it was the Source or the Double XL. Hum and 50 was on the cover. This one, it was cool. They was on the cover. The cover was white and red. Both of them niggas on the cover. And Floyd posted the phone and shit. He said, yeah, man, this shit 750,000. Know what I mean? Like, the shit we get is like Telegram. Telegram been out forever. Telegram been out forever. Instagram, like, all that shit been out forever. They just hit us with the bullshit and feed it to us. You know what I mean? Like, Telegram, Instagram, Facebook, It was before Twitter. It was the joint before Twitter. They was using all that shit in Nazi Germany and shit. You know what I mean? But everything they did to us, they fucked us up, man. That's all I can say. They fucked us up. And for every Caribbean person throughout the whole Americans, you know what I mean? We are the same person. We just a different shade of wheat. And when y'all say it's like it's remix, you know what I mean? And I don't like saying because black is not a race, you know. Once we do our history, we're gonna all learn that we are the Taino Indians. And the word Taino is dark people. And the word dark people is the copper people. We the copper people. And they don't want us to know that. That's why they, oh, y'all black. And now they trying to get people to say, oh, y'all brown. But before y'all was labeled as black, y'all labeled as brown. Y'all labeled as color. Then y'all labeled as brown. Then y'all labeled as black. Then Jesse Jackson, bitch ass, in 1983, y'all can look this up. Jesse Jackson, bitch ass, in 1983, created the word African American and patented it. And every time us people, we go fill out an application and we check out African American or Hispanic Latino, Jesse Jackson pockets get full. He get a big chunk of fucking money. That bitch ass nigga, he set Martin Luther King up too. That bitch ass nigga, a CIA fucking agent. His bitch ass created the word African American. You understand me? And when we learn sovereignty, when you learn sovereignty and your true self, secure national, state national, secure party, etc. When you learn yourself, you're gonna understand. Like, damn, yo, it's gonna fuck you up because you're gonna be like, so the last of us ran to Puerto Rico. The last of the Taino people was caught in Puerto Rico and murdered. Some became slaves and all that shit. Should fuck your head up. Should fuck your head up because we all the same people. That's why when we be like, yo, I'm half Indian. No, nigga, this is what we is. They just ain't telling us the shit. You know what I mean? But I'm sorry for getting off topic, man. You know, I'm sorry for getting off topic. You know, but my apologies, man. I don't know. I think the Lord, the Most High, wanted me to get this off my chest or something. You know? My apologies, but I'm gonna get back to boxing and I'm gonna close it up, wrap it up, probably hop on this joint while I gotta get going real fast. Go pick up this patient. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Hit that like button, that subscribe button. Is it too much real like is it really too much criticism going on in boxing, or are people just being fanned out? They're just a bunch of fucking nut huggers and people being fanned out. You know? But until then, I'm gonna get at y'all, man. Stand tall, keep it tall, doc.